Hi, we're in Amsterdam. We happen to be at Irdeto's Customer Day and speaking with one of Irdeto's customers, who is Taylan Ozsipahi, who is the Director of Set-Top Boxes and Conditional Access for Digiturk.
Yes.
And Digiturk is a satellite provider of pay TV services, I assume in Turkey, but maybe other areas, or just Turkey?
Actually, we do operate in Turkey, but our broadcast is in Europe and in some Azerbaijan and some this kind of Turkish.
So anybody wants to speak, who speaks Turkish, and wants to see Turkish programming, can subscribe.
Can subscribe to.
Yeah, based on where your footprint is, which is beyond the Turkey borders.
Exactly, and also on the OTT domain, we are in US and some other parts of the world.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So how many subscribers do you have now?
We have more than 3.5 million subscribers already.
So you're a big player that we just don't hear much about. But do you have a full lineup of the kind of programming we see throughout Europe, plus whatever Turkish programming is part of that mix?
Yes, yes. Actually, we have more than 280 channels already in the satellite, which 35 of them is HD. We have pay-per-view channels, lots of data channels, radio channels, and there's a good mix of both local and international programming.
How long have you been at that, more or less at that level in terms of digital and lots of channels and, you know, more or less the modern state-of-the-art satellite service?
Actually, we have launched our services in March 2000, and since then we are in this business. We are one of the early pioneers of the satellite and the first one in Turkey. And since then, we are in this business, increasing and getting all the new services.
So you've been in operation through this whole upheaval. What kind of competition do you face now from terrestrial and satellite or whatever?
It is satellite, cable, IPTV recently, but generally the main competition is free-to-air satellite, where it is very strong in Turkey. So we have to have a good packaging, good content coming with the highest quality of service.
What is the free to air like? Is that satellite to
satellite.
Back down to terrestrial, but it's the broadcast stations?
No, actually it is direct DTH, free to air channels. Lots of free to air channels on satellite, from the Turkish satellite Turksat to the homes. So lots of free to air content, having the movies and series sometimes, and actually it is more than a standard European country in Turkey. So it's a competition.
What do you do to deal with that as far as making what you're offering? I mean, 3.5 million is a lot of subscribers. How have you accomplished that?
We have lots of exclusive content in the both local one, because we carry the most valuable content in Turkey, which is the Turkish football broadcasting rights in all domains, and also lots of exclusive international content from Hollywood studios, series, movies, such kind of content, and we do have this exclusivity.
As you've progressed and added more channels and gotten into HD and the high value content, how has it been as far as dealing with your content suppliers with their concerns over security and protection of their content in this space?
Yes, it is of course the first and the biggest concern of the content suppliers as we go through their content agreements and their terms and conditions. The first questions are always about security of the content and traceability of the content, things like that. So they are very much concerned on that, but we are very confident on our system.
Have you done new things around how you're protecting content over the years, or is it more or less the core system you've been using?
On the CA side, of course, we have changed our CA system. We have a simulcrypt. We had the old legacy CryptoWorks system. In year 2006, we had an agreement with Irdeto, and then we have started our operation in year 2008, beginning of 2008, and since then we have started Irdeto. We do the secure pairing, chipset pairing, where the control word sharing is not available at all, and it is the highest level of security. So in our Irdeto system, we don't have any compromise. Anything we had has been anyway handled.
How are you looking at this whole new arena of broadband competition and over the top? Is that something that you're concerned about in your country?
It's an opportunity for us. Yes, of course we are concerned, but we do lots of investment on the broadband. We've been in the broadband business since for 5 years already, and all our set-top boxes are hybrid, which is supporting both satellite and OTT at the same time. So it's very important opportunity for us.
What you're offering over the broadband, is that basically a duplication of what you're offering over satellite, or is it a different kind of service like we've seen with B-Sky B and Now versus B-Sky B?
Actually, we have a similar service, but that service is not being proposed as a separate, package proposal to our customers. It is much more like Sky Go. When you have subscription to our channels, then you can have the on-demand catch up and services from the OTT domain. So you don't need to pay for that, but you have to be subscriber of Digiturk to have this.
So it's kind of a TV everywhere service, yes, but with giving you an on-demand component, yes, that you can offer video on demand in ways that you couldn't do by satellite. Exactly. Are you looking at going beyond those things into multi-screen, getting it out into the handsets and the tablets and that kind of thing?
We already have some multi-screen experience. We do stream this content to mobile phones, tablets, and we can do some kind of basic follow me type of things even today. Yes, multi-screen is very important, and we are already looking for how to redistribute this content also in the home to the devices. So this is our next phase.
As you look at how to do that, has security entered a new dimension for you? Are you looking at new ways, say, of employing the Irdeto technology or other technologies?
Actually, security is very key there, especially when we think about getting the content from broadcast and redistributing it in the home. Then we have this issue of the content protection in the home, and because the CA is terminated, then how to protect this content is very key. We are working with Irdeto right now on the CA to DRM bridging and how to make this work on a new generation of set-top boxes.
Is that new generation already deployed, or will be like an upsell to people that want this service?
It is not deployed yet. We are working on the technology together with Irdeto how to make it available.
Very interesting. And when you look at what's happened so far with receptivity to your move to terrestrial and broadband, how has that enhanced, if it has, your subscriber base, the appeal of your service? Have you seen people come in because you offer that?
Yes, we don't have any service interested, but for the broadband OTT services, we have a very high level of customer satisfaction, and people are willing to get to that service because they know that if they miss something, they can find it in the OTT. So that's a very big loyalty tool for us, although not a direct revenue generator. It helps us to keep our customers.
Well, it's interesting to see how a satellite provider is staying so far ahead of the curve and dealing with a free satellite competition. Yes. But it sounds like you've got a loyal base that you're winning over to what you're offering, and we'll be interested in seeing how that unfolds in the future. Yes. Thanks so much for taking time to talk with us, Taylan.
We thank you very much.